What's going on, guys? PX Cam back in with the brand new video. We are here at Brands Hatch, my least favorite track of the calendar, for a brand new week of daily races, and we are starting off in 4th for this lobby as we are jumping in our American account. So group 4 around this track, softs and mediums are the required compound tires. We're gonna see what we can do here and snag up a win, hopefully, but we're gonna jump right into it right now as we get our 3, 2, 1, and away we go. So down the straight, crossing the start finish line, we are heading into turn number 1, just looking for our apex, making sure that we go into this corner without bending it right away, as it's really easy to lose it right off the gate because you just get so much understeer off of the exit of turn number 1, could lead you straight into that gravel trap and goodbye to your race. So we start off on the mediums here. We're gonna see if this strategy can work for us, as we're gonna go from the mediums and then do an undercut to the softs as we head into this left-hander. Into the left-hander, the leader decides that he just wants to go straight to the shadow realm and disappears off the face of the earth. So peace out to the leader right there, as we were able to get an easy 3rd place position due to that. Not sure exactly if he had ran to the grass and just lost it, or if he just did that on purpose, but either way, he's out of the race and we are fighting now for a 1st place position. So makes our job a little bit easier as we now head into the end of lap number 1. We're starting to get pressure from behind by Podium, as Podium has been, I believe, starting on the sauce for these races. So he's going to have a lot of pace compared to us, and we're just going to have to do everything in our power to hold him off, just defend on our mediums. And it looks like heading to turn number 1, our mission is a no-go. So mission failed already, as Podium was able to just get easily on our inside, overtake us, but not only that, he's overtaking Pedro heading into Druids, and that was really easy for him as well. Pedro just gave him the spot, knew it wasn't worth fighting with him, and now he is under pressure by us as we get a really great run off of turn number 3. So taking a little peek on the inside of Pedro into turn number 4, he gives us the space, but not sure if this was the smartest idea to do from us. We just kind of had nowhere to go as we were running our normal racing line, and Pedro was able to get a really great exit here, but that gives us a really bad exit down this long straight, and now we are starting to get pressured by Z-Fix Quartz underneath as we give him a little bit of room into that right-hander. A little bit of contact is made with Z-Fix, and we'll just go a tad bit wide, but he backs out of the move there, and we were able to just hold off our 4th place position. So it got a little bit sketchy right there, as we were just trying to hold off our position, defend ourselves. But Pedro right here makes a huge mistake, goes straight into the grass, and we are able to get around him easily, and that is 3rd place back for us. And we now set our sights and just try to put a quick lap, or quick of a lap time as we can, due to Podium having the soft tires, and I believe led for Larry, aka Slushy, up ahead in 1st. I believe that he has also the soft compound tires as well. So now we are on the back foot here, as Quartz does almost the exact same thing that Podium did the lap prior, and he's able to get onto our inside, overtake us, and we just have to let that happen, just let it go, because I believe Quartz is also on the softs as well. So you can really kind of tell the difference between people who are running on the mediums and the softs. You can see that on a lot of these corners, they're just able to get through it ridiculously quick and with a tremendous amount of grip. So if you just see how quickly they're catching up to you, especially if you're starting off on the mediums, you just gotta let them go. You just gotta assume everybody that's catching up to you is on the softs, unless you're just a little slow. Then, I mean, if you're a little slow, then you just really have no other choice but to let people just go. But you're not gonna be fast either if you're on the softs and mediums. But anyways, enough talking about that. We're gonna jump into the pits right here, and we're gonna switch off from our mediums to the softs. I know it seems a little bit early, there's still a lot of laps left, but to be honest, on this race, it's actually beneficial to just come in on the mediums as soon as possible and switch off to the softs, because you can get a tremendous amount of undercut, or an undercut here on this race. And you can see that we had fallen back all the way to 11. So this is not where I wanted to come back at, because we went back into this little tight group that is surrounded by really fast drivers. We have Colonel right up ahead of us, aka I think that was Road Beef in his alternate account. If you don't know Road Beef, he's a really quick American driver, so he was able to get around us. And we also have Cyrus, our boy Cyrus, on our inside now, And Cyrus is no slouch too. Cyrus is also a really quick Twitch streamer, so it's going to be very difficult to keep up with these guys. But not only that, try to race them and hold off our position and just get around them in general. So Cyrus makes a beautiful overtake on our outside. We had nowhere to go except for behind his rear bumper because he just had so much pace heading onto that right-hander, and we try to make another attempt on the outside, make a cutback on the corner, but things just kind of get bottled up there because people are, well, not people, but there's a car up ahead that looks like he's struggling right now on the compounds that he has, and it's just slowing everybody down. And that's one of the reasons why Brands Hatch kind of frustrates me, is because there's not really any great place to overtake. It's a fun track to lap if you guys are doing time trials, but when it comes down to the racing, especially with Group 4, Group 3 cars, it's just such a difficult time to overtake, and you can get caught up in these trains just like this, and patience can be lost as we head into Druids once again. Cyrus just bumps out Papa right there, and Papa just goes straight into the grass, spins out. Not sure why Cyrus did that. I don't know if there was some bad blood before all this, but yeah, not really something you see from Cyrus, so kind of a little naughty by him, but we're just going to have to continue on and just kind of keep an eye on that, make sure that he doesn't do that to us. But yeah, it was a little bit shocking to see that, but I could see why it happened. People get a little impatient, especially on this track, and tempers kind of flare a little bit here because you just kind of get stuck behind someone for just so long, and I know it can be a little bit frustrating, but yeah, this is kind of the result that can end up happening here, as we are now heading into lap number, or the middle part of lap number 7. And we're just following this train once again as we have Slushy up ahead in 6th, and he is holding this train up right now as we have Colonel right ahead of us again, Cyrus right ahead of us, and then Pedro Roland's actually catching up to us, and that's not what we need here. As you can see, I'm looking in my rear to make sure Pedro doesn't get too close to us, because once he gets close enough to our back, he's going to be trying to go for an overtake on us, and things can get really nasty quickly. So we don't want to allow that to happen. But Colonel decides to go into the outside of Led Valeri, and he is able to make a great overtake as Cyrus just gets into the grass, gets a little bit loose, and we're going to try to capitalize on that as we go into the outside here into this left-hander, the corner right before the final one. And somehow we made it stick, and we were able to get around him as we get down to the straight and hold off our 8th place position as we cut right in front of Pedro. And now we set our sights on Slushy up ahead in 7th. So great action right now that we're having. Me and Cyrus have been having some tremendous racing, and luckily I was able to get on top of the battle, and we are now fighting our way to 7th. So still a little bit of cars up ahead that still have to come into the pits, so we're just keeping an eye on the gap as the leader is only 12 seconds away, and I think if you come in within 13 or 14 seconds, you should be able to hold off your spot. So you can see that he's actually not within a good delta to retain his lead once he comes out of the pits. But we're just following again Slushy right here in Colonel. We know Colonel is ridiculously quick, so if we can keep up with him, then we know that we're still in this fight for the win here, as everybody up ahead currently just comes into the pits, except for, let me see, 1 or 2 cars. So we're able to gain a few positions now as we go onto the inside of Slushy. Slushy gets a really bad exit off the final corner. We go into the inside into Turbo 1. We finally make that move that everybody has been doing to us, and we are able to get our 5th place position and just follow Colonel here around this track with 4 laps to go. So 4 laps to go, we see 2nd and 3rd, and that is a great sign because I believe those guys have not came into the pits. And if we see 2nd and 3rd and 1st is within that 11-second delta, we might be fighting here for 1st place position if we can catch up to Colonel, which is not an easy task to do. So we're already heading down the straight right here, and you can just see how much time we are gaining on the 1st place drivers. He is now down to 11.2 seconds, but we do have Slushy right behind us looking for a move on the inside. We had to defend him, and I'll go into this corner because if we let him get in front of us, then it might lead us to get stuck behind him, and it would be really difficult to get right back around, and that can be detrimental towards our progression to get a podium on this race. So heading to the final corner, there is a yellow flag, and I don't see any cars laying on the side of the road. So what I assumed what happened was that the 1st place driver, of course, accidentally missed his pit road entrance, crashed into the wall, and yeah, that's going to cost him a tremendous amount of time right there, as he was able to get into the pits finally. But Look at that, he's nowhere on our radar anymore except for in 5th place position. So kind of unfortunate for him, but we just have to capitalize on every mistake that these guys do. It's a really hard track to deal with, and yeah, it's really a survival race when it comes down to this race. So we now find ourselves in 2nd place, and again, my calculations were kind of right. Colonel is in 1st place right now, and unfortunately we're just pushing as much as we can to catch up to him, but nothing is being gained. He just has so much pace compared to us. So difficult to keep up with him, and I'm just doing everything in my power to just push, but you can see that it's really not doing anything, as Colonel is actually just pulling the gap and just stretching it here. And not only that, Cyrus has really picked up his pace as well. He was able to work his way around the traffic, and he is now catching up to us. So I have a really big dilemma here. We just got to either push as much as we can or just try to stake his tent, and hopefully Cyrus doesn't catch up to us within the final lap. But as he heads to his right-hander, I might have pushed a little too much as we head straight into the grass, straight into the barrier, go right into the inside, and we have to let Cyrus go there as he just had a full head of steam, makes an easy overtake on us and capitalize on our mistake, and he is able to get that 2nd place away from us as we're still making mistakes here, going wide off the left-hander, go straight into the grass, and now we find ourselves in 3rd place, only 6/10 now ahead of course. So we're not in a good situation here, but luckily we were able to just manage our tires, just manage running some decent lap times, and we were able to get a little gap away from course and just focus on our lines, and we were able to hold off this 3rd place position. So not a shabby way to lose this race, I guess, because we lost it to Cyrus, and Road Beef were ridiculously quick. So both of these guys were able to just edge me out on pace, and I am really not surprised. But at least we're able to come home with a podium, especially with that huge mistake that we had heading into the final sectors. But yeah, 3rd place is going to be the best that we're going to do, especially with these guys just ridiculously quick. I'm telling you guys, these guys are aliens. But let me know how you guys are enjoying this race. Like I said, not my favorite track, just because when it comes down to the racing, very, very difficult to overtake, and it can lead to a lot of aggression. And you saw a little bit here between some of the drivers, but it just happens. It's Brands Hatch. You know, you get stuck behind someone for 3 or 4 laps. It's bound to happen. But yeah, let me know how you guys are doing around this track, and let me know if you guys are enjoying this week in general. Leave it in the comments down below. And since you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, feel free to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or even on the Discord, all those links are in the description down below. And since you guys made it all the way to the end, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.